going to hand you over to my colleague, Paidi Manning, so brace yourself, as they say.
I don't know what you mean. Joe, there won't be I was going to say there won't be a pint pulled in any snag tonight, but there definitely will be.
Well, there will be plenty of points
Stoney.
around Stoney. Yeah, sure. Look, I'm surrounded by pubs. My uncle Donald, he's the pubman in a snag, and then my sister married Fred Malzert. They have the pub in Stoneyford, and all of them as well. And done so much for me as well.
There'll be an after. Where's the after party tonight?
Sure. Look, I might have to call into Donny's, and I'll have to go over to Stoney as well.
It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it?
It would, and of course I'll have to, well, maybe not tonight, but I'll have to call up to CJ Delaney's in Kells, and there's a few other places as well.
100%.
I have to go to Donegal and Kilmagenny and Hugginstown, and
There won't be a pint. There won't be a cow milk for a month, I'd say.
no, look, I like to get around. They're all good people, and I'd like to support them all as much as I could,
Surplus of 411 votes, phenomenal, especially on the first count. Where do you reckon it's going to go?
Do you know, it's hard to say, it's really hard to say. I was surprised. I was looking at, just briefly looking at number twos, and they're being spread, they're not so much, they may not all follow party, they're kind of be spread, but, sure, look.
You'd imagine David Kennedy will get a few off you now being...
Well, he certainly will. There's no doubt about it. But I suppose, look, if you look at it, I suppose with Chap and myself, there's a lot of surplus votes between the two of us. I'm not sure.
It's about 900.
900. I mean, it's
over
huge.
900.
Yeah. So look, you'd have to say Deirdre Cullen is going to get a large amount of that. Like Deirdre, in fairness to Deirdre's only down the road from me. We're quite close. She's in Bennettsbridge. I'm in Kells. So look, I thought she did a great job as well. Like Chap is on one side, I'm on the other side. So I think Deirdre will get a good few. But having said that, Stephanie Doheney's in Callan. I got a good few votes in Callan, and the Doheney family, they're a family that I would know all of them, very, very well, very good friends with all of the Doheneys. And, you wouldn't know Stephanie could get some of them as well. Who knows? It's all to play for.
Could go anywhere.
Could go anywhere.
It will go everywhere.
They will, of course, yeah. So look, for me, I suppose, number one, it's all about number ones really getting over that line, but you just don't know. Orla Kelly as well, strong candidate there as well. She's up there. I don't know, is she around?
She's higher than the tallies had her at.
She is indeed. She is.
She's at 814, so she has she has 64 votes more than the tally suggests.
She did, and she canvassed very well, and she was very good at the doors, and people did relate to her. And I think Orla. It's hard to say. I think it's going to be spread, but I suppose if you thought who's going to favour it, I would say Deirdre Cullen would have to get, because she's probably going to get it from both sides, Yeah.
And it helps that she's the last Fianna Fail candidate in it. Like, you're not taking votes from Chap.
Absolutely not. And look, I suppose as from Fianna Fail point of view, the idea is to bring in the three candidates.
As far as
that's looking good.
It looks like you have over 5,000 votes in this district.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's
it's
phenomenal.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. So look, I suppose for me, I'm knocking around different commissions for over 30 years, and which has helped. And my family, I suppose, my mum and dad, they always were hugely involved in the community, as my sister. So that helps as well. Do you know what I mean? So
Mairead cut my granny's hair for years.
There you are, and Breeda's hairdressing down in Stoney, and the pubs and whatever else. So yeah, look, everything helped. You know what I mean? It might be only 40, 50 votes here and there, but they all add up.
Councillor Joe Sheridan, fair play to you.
Yeah, sure. Look, I think tomorrow morning I'll wake up and
Have a sore head.
maybe, but I kept off the drink so far, but I'll have a few tonight, yeah. I certainly will celebrate with all the folks that helped me along the way, So, look, it's been great journey, and I hope to, do the trick when I get into the council, do whatever I can. That's the end game. It's only starts now, to be honest with you,
Well done. I'll pass you back to Paul.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Councillor Joe Sheridan,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
And we wish you every success on your time in Kilkenny
Brilliant, fantastic.
County Council, and well done.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Fair play. Thanks, guys.
And
Go on, make a show of it.
next victim. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Good, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Was it 2057?
Surplus 511.
Take that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm now delighted to be joined by the newly re-elected Fianna Fail councillor for the Callan Thomastown Area, Peter Cleere, who got a first preference vote of 2,057 votes with a surplus that giving you a surplus of 511. God, chap, that's some result.
Yeah, look, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely blown away. I'm delighted. I'm very humbled, and I'm very grateful for all the support that I got. And look, I said to you, it's been a long old road, but it's lovely to come out the right side of it this evening, and to be elected in with the likes of Joe who beside me just gone, and Joe getting a tremendous vote as well. And it's great. It's a great day.
Absolutely, and with the great vote yourself and Joe Sheridan has got, it should more than likely get Deirdre Cullen over the line as well. So you're going to retain the 3 seats, looks like. So obviously that was the goal at the start.
Absolutely, and we were, I suppose, strategically, we had a very good plan in terms of the areas. We were well spread out. Joe was on the Callan side, Deirdre in the middle, and me on the far side. So it worked out very, very well that way. But look, the reality is our communities come out and supported us, and look, we have to be very grateful and very humble for that. I think there's probably 1,000 transfers between me and Joe to be distributed. So it's going to be very interesting where they go. I know Deirdre will get a nice chunk of those as a Fianna Fail candidate, but Michael Doyle will get a nice chunk too, and perhaps Claire Doherty as well up in Callan. So we're very interested to see where they go, because geography could play a big part of that. But I suppose when them 1,000 votes are redistributed.
And when you were knocking on doors, chap, what were the big issues coming up?
Well, I suppose the big issue was people wanted to make sure that they maintain their local presence, their local voice, and the reality is if you don't have somebody that's going to fight your corner, you're up against it straight away. So I got a huge support locally from people who wanted to retain a voice in Kilkenny County Council, locally, number one. I suppose the issues then locally is fairly straightforward. You're talking about footpaths and lighting and playgrounds and amenities and funding for sports groups, etc. But there was some national issues come up too. Migration was a big issue on the doors, and the lack of a strategic or coherent policy at national government. But in fairness to the general public and the Kilkenny people, they definitely separated the national issues from local. They definitely made their feelings known in terms of the national side, but they were also prepared to back local too. I think that's a great testament to the people of Kilkenny.
Absolutely, because if you're in an area and you don't have a councillor, it can be very, very hard to get those resources that you need to improve your area. So, vote local, it does count.
It does, and the I suppose electoral area is so big. You're going from the ferry bridge in New Ross the whole way over to Killamry and Windup on the Tipperary border into Fuchstown Church down to Ballyhale and October. So it's absolutely massive, huge electoral area. But look, as I said to you, geography plays a part, and then I suppose those that are involved in their communities and heavily involved in their communities tend to do quite well in local elections as well.
Absolutely. I'm going to pass you over to my colleague, Paidi Manning, and I kind of have an idea where he's going to be going. So
You actually have no idea where I go with this. I've already grilled you about the general election. I'm not going to do it anymore, all right? Chap, this is your third election now. You've been elected 3 times in a row. You ran first in 2014. How did that come about? Who asked you to run?
Yeah, I suppose it was interesting because my daughter, my second eldest daughter, was born prematurely, and she was 6 weeks early. So when we finally got her home, I wanted to do something for charity, and I didn't know what to do, and she was in hospital for 26 days. So I looked at skydive and all these sort of things, and then a marathon was 26 miles. I said to do a mile for every day she was in hospital. So that was around November 2011, I think. And around the time, you might recall, the country was in a very difficult, November 2010, country in a difficult position. And when I was running the roads training for the marathon, I saw all these posters up of all these candidates that were running in the general election. I think it was in February of that year, while I was training for the marathon. And just as I was on these long runs, I was looking at these posters thinking, well, if I really want to do something, or really want to make an impact or help my community and my family, there's no point just sitting on the ditch. I need to get involved. So that was where the trigger came into me. And I suppose the next election after that was the local election 2014. And we were very fortunate to get elected that time in a very, I think Kilkenny City East, it was a dogfight. There was about 20 candidates in at the time. Half the city, half rural. I think I came in second that one, which was great. And obviously then the Callan Thomastown area last time, and there was no change this time around as well. So it's good.
And again, back to 2014, why Fianna Fail at the time? Were you a common member?
Yeah, no, my family were always Fianna Fail supporters and had been for years, generations. So we always voted Fianna Fail. But I suppose, look, the reality is Fianna Fail were recruiting as well at the time. They'd just been through a massive change. I think we went down to 20 TDs, and it wasn't the most attractive party in the world at the time. But I suppose it was where my allegiance was. I was staunch Republican, and I suppose just a natural fit. And then so a combination of opportunity and a combination of my natural allegiance, and I suppose the history where I'm from, Skagfashdeen, Tom Walsh would have been Minister for Agriculture in 1950. So there's a real strong Fianna Fail family in Skagfirstein. So
The local pitch is named after, is that right?
correct.
I learned that from Miss Wems in Skok. She told me that.
Yeah, they did a project on Tom Welsh recently, and he's buried in Skok as well, and all his family descendants are still there. But that's, I suppose, where the Fianna Fail. He was a minister, as I said, and through the Tom Welsh Cup, the Senior Hurling Championship, Kilkenny's called after him as well. So I suppose it's within that I was deep rooted in the Fianna Fail side of things. So became a member then and got an opportunity and haven't looked back since. Come on.
And it's 3 elections. The 4th one, I know which one that'll be.
Yeah, sure. Look, we as I said, we're going to really enjoy today. Got a great vote. Super humbled by the support, and we'll just take a step back for the next couple of days now and just reflect on it all and see what happens then.
Lord, you have the small matter of managing a Kilkenny Camogie team. You drew with Waterford today. How are you seeing things going forward in the next couple of months with the Camogie team?
Yeah, we've a really good squad assembled, a really good panel. It wasn't our best performance today, but I suppose it was a 6th game in 6 weeks in a row. We come up a little bit short in terms of getting the victory, but we showed huge resilience and huge determination to stay in that game when we weren't firing on all cylinders. I said we were 2 or 3 points down with 5 minutes to go, and we went a point up a minute into injury time, and look, Waterford came back on an equaliser then as well. So look, we're not in a bad place. We just need to, I suppose, reset, refocus. We've 2 weeks of a break now to the Derry match, and we'll go all guns blazing for that and see how we're fixed and going to the Tipperary match the following week.
Well, Peter Chap, Cleere, congratulations on being re-elected with such a massive vote, and we wish you every success in the new term on Kilkenny County Council.
Well, thanks, mate. Paddy.
See you back here for next year.
Talking, so that those are the 3 elected councillors in the Callan Thomastown Electoral Area. Paidi, there were 3 boys elected on the first county: Peter Chap, Cleere, Joe Sheridan, and Joe Lyne. So 50% of the seats in Callan Thomastown are now filled.
Correct. And I'd imagine the 511 votes from the surplus of Peter Chap Cleere will determine the 4th seat. And I'd imagine Michael Doyle will be very close to passing the line after the next count.
Absolutely. So that's all from us now. We're hoping that it will be a count for Piltown. So please do stay tuned.